care anymore what other people think about me.
When you're a public figure, that's not a good time to start thinking, I don't give a fuck about other people's opinions.
So, I'm pretty sure by now you guys all know that Shane Dawson has officially decided to make his return to YouTube. If you guys aren't caught up with Shane Dawson, he recently made a video about 4 days ago titled The Haunting of Shane Dawson. Now y'all, this is pretty much a short documentary type of video, but let me start off this video saying that Pokimane perceived this was an apology video from Shane, when it was really just a preface into his new series that he's going to be coming out with, which is a short series of horror documentaries. Pokimane thought this was a horrible apology video from Shane when clearly Shane Dawson made his apology over a year ago. So I don't think Pokimane was one of the 50 million people who ended up watching this video, but regardless, our girl Pokimane made some really interesting points about Shane Dawson's return and why she thinks he could be master manipulating his audience. The first point Pokimane shed light to was about Shane Dawson making a joke about almost ending his life before returning to YouTube because of everything that had come out about him. To which Pokimane found extremely insensitive, because why the hell would you joke about a serious topic like suicide? Well, let's just say Pokimane thought Shane Dawson was not only doing this just to make his viewers feel bad for him, but to have no choice but to accept him for his return, since he brought up how he almost ended his life prior to his return just 3 minutes in.
Wait, trying to kill
I'm gonna be
myself.
honest.
I'm kidding. I did. Well, what? I can't laugh about that. Yes, I can. No, I can't.
I don't think that on your return video within 3 minutes you should be joking about that. And I will say it's a tough situation to be in, but you kind of also have to know, as a content creator, when you publicly fuck up, you can't go back to your platform and then try to make your audience feel bad for you. You can't say, oh, this has been like really hard on me. Even if it's true, and even though that does really, really suck, attempts are no like joke and it's difficult for anybody to go through, that's not the first thing you can come right out of the gate with. And it puts the viewer in a weird spot where like they want to hear what you have to say in regards to the reasons you were gone, but instead you're trying to evoke like sympathy or pity from them.
The second point that Pokimane was really prefacing to her audience was when she found out that Shane Dawson was constantly joking throughout this video at a complete wrong timing. Like I mentioned, you guys, Pokimane thought this was supposed to be an apology video from Shane and a full-on video of him taking accountability. So she was obviously a little infuriated with Shane and how he kept on making random jokes throughout his video without addressing the serious topics beforehand. This is what she had to point out.
Okay, I can't. Serious stuff first, so when you make a joke, I feel less bad about it, please.
Okay, what was
Please. This is so tough. I feel like you need to save the jokes for after the serious talks. But also, I think, again, and I've had to learn this the hard way, when you're a public figure and you fuck up, that's not a good time to start thinking, I don't give a fuck about other people's opinions, unless that's really how you feel. But that's clearly not how he feels. That's why he's coming back and he wants to talk about these things and he's like trying to kind of be nice about it. I feel like we need a counter of like cameraman laughing, suicide jokes, inappropriately timed jokes, and references to his home.
The last and final point I really want you guys to pay attention to is when Pokimane pointed out how Shane made another joke about dying, which was when it completely drew the line for Pokimane, because the vibes she was getting was so disingenuous on Shane's end. This is what she had to say.
Sorry, there's too many of these same like style jokes. Haha. I'm like depressed. I don't care about the sun. It ain't the time.
Pokimane also mentioned how the way Shane addressed all the clips coming out about him was so shitty, and how he really tried brushing it off instead of actually addressing it any further. And this showed to her that he hasn't thought about his actions as much after filming this video.
I feel like people are just gonna hate me no matter what, and I kind of just have to accept it. And then there's gonna be people who appreciate what I do, and then there's gonna be people who are gonna say I died, and then people are gonna believe it. And then, I'm not dead. What if I was?
the way that he's jumping between topics, I hate to say it, it just sends such disingenuous vibes. Like, if you really care about something, like, hey, I want to come back and I want to seriously apologize and I want people to know how aware I am of the shitty things that I did.
Now y'all, the comments under Pokimane's reaction to this video and how she was publicly dragging Shane Dawson was very interesting to say the least. A lot of people on social media were pointing out how Pokimane seemed like she was flat out hating on Shane Dawson and not even giving him a second chance in order to be able to better himself as a human being and actually show that he's changed through his actions. All the Shane stans trying to protect Shane. Y'all, he is a grown-ass man that knows better. A crime is a crime. Stop trying to justify it, because that's all you're really doing, justifying his actions. People are allowed to have negative opinions on horrible things people have done. In fact, people have the right to, and I think it's completely reasonable for people to have negative opinions. He already said sorry, so what? Doesn't mean we have to like him, nor does a sorry justify anything he's been canceled for. I'm glad people are being logical and aren't automatically raging on Poki. Months ago, she would have been in some deep shit. I think people don't understand that Shane's insensitive jokes is his coping mechanism. It's how he is able to continue without going crazy. It's the same reason people tell jokes at funerals, to avoid having a breakdown. Also, he would purposely make cruel jokes because he thought it was funny how people were so dense and took it seriously. And to be honest, y'all comments really show how y'all have no understanding of intent. Wow, I honestly didn't mind Poki or whatever her name is, but this video of her just hating on him and being so judgmental is just awful. And now I'm starting to hate her. Why can't y'all see that he's trying to do better and he's really not that person he was a long time ago? And y'all need to realize that. Oh well, people are always gonna hate, and just like Shane said, there's always gonna be people who hate on him, and I think he accepted that. Wow, she is just looking for things to dislike him about. He addressed all those things years ago. Yeah, it was wrong, but at this point, I feel sorry because that thing is gonna follow him for the rest of his life. He has to live with it, not you. This girl started reacting with hate, so she didn't even give him a chance. So that speaks of her and her character. You're a bigger and better person if you forgive. Everybody deserves a chance. Ew, she has such a disgusting personality. Like, why does she have to be so mean? Anywho, I definitely want to know what you guys think about Pokimane's reaction to Shane Dawson's video. Also, what do you guys think about Shane Dawson's return? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love you all so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.